Hello, and welcome to Stretching the Word. I'm your host, Sister Valerie, and not today, devil, just not this year. We have begun our countdown, and so today we have 14 days left to the 25th of December. So what does the number 14 mean biblically? It means salvation and deliverance. So today is the day of salvation. And we know that the word says, the day you hear his voice, harden not your heart. Or if you already have received salvation, you might just need deliverance. We all can use a little deliverance because we are always in a battle. So we can always be delivered from something that the enemy is trying to bring against us. Well, as I begin to think about all the festivities and all the things that are going on concerning the holidays, my mind went back to one of my favorite childhood things. And that was the candy cane. Yes, we had peppermint, the little peppermint balls or whatever. They were good, but there was something special about those Christmas candy canes. And so back in the day, as they say, back in the day, the candy cane was not always red and white. Originally, it was just a white piece of candy. And then, of course, someone decided, but it all came about being hung on the tree because back in the day, people decorated the trees with fruit and candy and popcorn and all this stuff. So a guy in Ohio decided he was going to decorate his evergreen tree with the white candy stick. And everyone that saw it loved it. His family loved it. And so the tradition began with him hanging the white candy stick on the tree. And then someone decided, we'll add a little color to that to make it look brighter. So they decided to add the color red to it. So there we have it. Candy cane became red and white. But it was not like the candy cane of my day because back then they didn't have, mass production. So the candy cane took a long time to make and it was very costly. It was a luxury item. Until this guy named Bob came along, him and his family, his brother and his son, they had a candy company and they began to make it and they invented machinery and whatnot. But they added flavor. They began to add the wintergreen or either the peppermint. And we had real peppermint back in the day. I don't know what this stuff is now, but back in the day, you had peppermint. I mean, if you breathed in, it just opened up your whole head. And as I was saying, I love those candy canes, and my mom would put them on the tree, and we didn't have tinsel. We had real trees, and they would prick you. The real evergreen tree will prick you, and my mom would kind of put the candy canes, she would stick them back far enough so we couldn't readily reach them because you wasn't getting that candy cane until every ornament came down off of that tree. And then she would issue out the candy canes, and we couldn't wait because they were so delicious. They just had that yummy peppermint taste about it. And that's one of my childhood memories and one of my favorite things back in the day was the candy cane. So I began to think and bring that into a spiritual and a biblical sense. And I said, wow, we know that the color red, it represents the blood of Christ. And then you got the white, which represents purity. So you put those two together and you have Christ, his sacrifice, the pure blood, which only could save us. The atonement that he made, because yes, before then, it was the blood of animals and whatnot. And they were as pure as they could get. But pure blood of Christ, that virgin blood, only that can wash you. Only that can cleanse you. So, as you eat or see a peppermint candy cane, think about the pureness of the season. Think about the purity of the birth of Christ. Then think about that blood that he shed for you and for I, that only put together could bring forth 14 days to deliverance and salvation.